All right, hello and welcome. Welcome to this session. So I'm going to try as much as possible to be quick and let me just get right in. So thank you for joining in. We're here to know how to run effective therapy sessions, right? Here to know how to run effective therapy sessions. So in the next 45 minutes, I'm going to try as much as possible to share how to run an effective therapy session. Now, there's one thing I want you to understand. How to run an effective therapy session is not just theory. It's not just assumptions, and I want you to understand that it works in real session. And I want you to understand what works in real session, okay? So who is this for? This is for individuals who are therapists or educators, individuals who have tried online sessions and felt frustrated, or if you have wanted to start sessions, online therapy sessions, and don't know how to go about it properly, then this is for you. Who is this not for? This is for individuals who are not open to adjusting to how you work. This is for individuals who are stingy. I've said this before in one of my posts. I said if you're stingy, you won't be able to share online. This is also for individuals who prefer to keep doing things the same way. So before we dive right in, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Salome Ramadila. I'm also known as the Send Queen or the Interventionist. I'm the founder of Heyday Educational Consults and Heyday Sensory Salon. I am a special needs therapist, a consultant, and a clinical psychology. I've spent years working with children with diverse needs. All right. So, what is the problem? What problem do we usually face when it comes to online teaching? When it comes to online therapy sessions? Number one problem is we approach online sessions as an open Zoom meeting, the way we're just here having this conversation, or we start talking, we approach it as a Zoom meeting. We come in not having proper structure or proper routines and so on and so forth. We just start talking, we hope that, and then at the end of the day, we hope that the child responds. But usually it's not like that, okay? And when it doesn't work, most times you see that we just conclude, teletherapy or online therapy doesn't work for me. But please, you need to change the mindset. The truth about that problem is it is simply because you've been doing it the wrong way. You have been doing it the wrong way. You have been approaching it the wrong way. Okay? So, what I had to do as an individual who wanted to embrace online sessions was I had to take different courses. I had to ask a lot of people who were willing to share, people who weren't willing to share. And because it happened that I'm somebody who is highly creative, I decided to come up with solutions that will help me. It could be that out there other people are embracing the same thing, but I just had to look for what works for me, and I was able to get something that works for me. And that's why I'm here sharing it with you, okay? I had to start creating my own materials to see what works for me, and then I had to tailor it to the needs of the child, okay? I realized that in the special needs sector, we are very lazy when it comes to resources development. We don't like creating resources. I'm sorry, if you work with me, you will learn how to create resources, whether you like it or not. You learn how to create PowerPoint slides, PowerPoint games, PowerPoint worksheets, and so on. So um, after all of those things, that was when I came up with the SEP framework. I know you get to ask yourself, what's the SEP framework? What is the SEP framework? We'll get right in. Okay, how to use the SCP framework. Okay, let me break it down for you in practical ways. First things first is structure. Structure is how to use is how to use the SCP framework. For every session, you must have a very, very clear a very, very clear beginning, a very, very clear middle, and a very, very clear ending. You can't just approach it the way you approach physical sessions. You can just walk from your daily 9 to 5 and just go for a home session and just and expect it to work like that. That's when you start getting ideas of what you want to do and what you don't want to do. But for online sessions, no, so that's why I always advise people do it ahead, prepare ahead. You already have assessed that child, you already know what the child needs and so on and so forth. So it is best for you to embrace what you need to embrace now, to embrace structure. There is there is this wheel. You can go online and search for any wheel you can create. You can use to create um, any resource or any tool you can use to create like a spin wheel. Okay, so you can use a spin wheel. There are different tools out there that you can use. All right. Let me see if I can share something else with you so that I will. Let me see if I can share something else with you so that I would give you an example of what I use. All right, so okay, I won't be able to share anything with you, but um, just look for any resource out there that can give you access to creating a wheel. I will give you one. One of the tools I use is the word wall. Word wall is an online tool. You get to get plenty of resources there when you go. Once you just go, you register, you sign in, and then you can create your own resources. I think it gives you license to create just 3 resources. If you want to create more than the resources that you want, then you would have to subscribe. You would have to subscribe. Okay, so that's that for structure. You just you don't just go in for the session and tell yourself, let's see how it goes, like the way most times people go for physical sessions, because you're tired also. No, you have to be ready. All right, then the E stands for engagement. You cannot run online sessions the same way you run physical sessions. I've said this before. You The attention online is usually different. Okay, so what you need is short activities, you need visuals, you need interaction, you need simplicity. Okay, you try as much as possible to see how you'll be able to simplify those activities for the child. All right, then the next is parental involvement. Okay, so for parental involvement, okay, I just want you to know that online sessions are not just therapy and child based the way you do physically. No, it is usually therapist, child, and then parent or caregiver. So, what I mean by the statement, if you're somebody who is stingy, you won't be able to work online, is if you're somebody who believes that the parents cannot know what you do, then I'm sorry, online sessions will not work for you because the honest truth is, imagine you have a child who is active. You would need somebody to man the child for you. You will need somebody who would help you with physical prompting where they see, no matter how well you think they can see your screen, my dear, you will still need somebody who would help them. So you take the parent or the caregiver as your assistant. You take the parent or the caregiver as your assistant. So that's what I mean. You cannot tell me that, oh, I can't share this with the parents. Ideally, you're supposed to share strategies you use to work with the parents. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay, so it's just you telling the parent, okay, go ahead, please. If maybe you're working with flashcards that day, you can spread the flashcard across your screen, or if you have the parents have physical flashcards there, you can spread it on the table over there, and then ask them that they should be able to they should help you point at, let's say you have a ball, an apple, and maybe even if it's not just flashcards, other resources. Let's say you have a ball and an apple. Then you could say when you are working on the ah sound, what you would do is tell the parents to point at the apple, ah, ah, so that they are able to identify that this is an apple. So once they do the pointing, the parent also holds the child's hand and teaches them prompting. So that is you working with the parents hand in hand. So it is usually parent-centered, child-centered. It is not, sorry, it is not parent, it's not just therapist and child-centered. It is parent, therapist, and the child or the caregiver, okay, instead of the parent. All right. So, what children is teletherapy effective for? I've gotten this question a lot. What children is teletherapy effective for? First and foremost, you have to understand that not everyone can participate in teletherapy. Okay, teletherapy tends to work well for children who can attend, even if it's just briefly. Okay, children with some level of communication, verbal and non-verbal, children who can respond um, to visual support, and children who have some level of parental support at home. That's why the parental involvement is needed. Okay, then this includes children with autism, especially children whose autism level or the spectrum level is from mild to moderate. Okay, who need mild to moderate support, those who have ADHD, those with speech delay and language delays, those with learning difficulties like dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia, and so on. All right. Then, who it might or will not work for. Who it might or will not work for. This happens to be for children. It might not work for children who have high sensory needs. That is, if they don't really have proper parental support, okay, and children who cannot stay engaged at all levels or are high functioning, okay, then or those who require intensive physical prompting. That's it. All right. So in some cases, teletherapy may need you to adjust. Okay. So sometimes you can do physical, like right now, if you're working with an example is for me, I work with somebody who moved in from the UK a few years ago and now they're planning to go back. So the parents are scared of regress. So what I did was I introduced online sessions for them. And what we do is we try to integrate it. So I go in physically and I go in and we work online as well. All right. So you can adjust, you can combine the support both in person and in online. All right. So, but above all, you know, before you take up online sessions, you would need to learn how to conduct an assessment. You will need to learn how to conduct an assessment. All right. Conducting an assessment is not easy, neither is it hard, but you just need to have the right tools to be able to do what you need to do. Okay. You need the right tools to be able to do what you need to do. I have trained quite a few. I started proper training last year, and I would say that most of the individuals that I trained are working online now. One has gotten her clients, and she's doing well. She's doing properly well, and the last time I spoke to her, there was no complaint. There was no form of complaint, also, right? So the thing is, taking the understanding this concept is good for you in case I know that there are some situations whereby parents would have to travel out of the country so that they are able so that they go for holidays and so on. So you can propose to them, why don't we try online sessions and see if it works, so that the child doesn't regress, even if it's some level of engagement, if it's possible for the parent. Okay, if the parents will be able to cut some time out of their holiday to um to run to conduct an online session. Okay, so above all, understanding this whole thing that I shared is one thing, and then applying it correctly is another. That is why I want to introduce you to the teletherapy boot camp. I had to create it. This is going to be cohort one. Okay, cohort one is going to start in May, the third week of May. And what you will learn how to structure sessions, you will learn engagement strategies, you will learn managing real challenges, and you will learn how to start confidently. All right. So the program is going to be for 3 weeks. It's going to be a 3 weeks program. Number one is going to be the foundation stage. Number two is going to be the tools and the delivery. Number three is practice and application. All right. Then you will get a bonus of session planning. You get a session planning guide, and I would also I would also add you and give you access to a support group. That's to say, you will have access to me. When you have a problem, we will solve it together. If I've not experienced it before, we'll find a way out. Okay, because I am teaching you from my bank of experience and bank of knowledge from all the courses I have taken and how I have been able to apply them. All right. So the price is 30,000, but for the first cohort is going to go for 20,000 naira. All right. The slots are a bit limited. Why? Because I want a small cohort for better guidance. I don't want a situation whereby I will take your money and not be able to meet your needs. Okay, so you're going to have a hand holding session. It's basically 100% online, but we're going to have hand holding sessions where we come, everybody share their problems, where they have confusions, what they've applied and what they've not been able to apply. And we have answers to it. I give you answers and all, okay? So you have two choices. It's either you stay where you are or you get the structure and do it properly, all right? I'll see those of you who are ready inside the boot camp. Thank you and have a lovely day ahead.